My name's Reverend Susie and I'm here at St Peter and St Paul's Church in the middle of the Greys by the station, your parish church. And I'm here today to talk to you about Easter. It's coming up for Easter, isn't it? Your holidays are coming up. And there's two particular treats that we tend to eat at Easter, aren't they? And I've got them here. The first treat is one I'm particularly fond of, Easter eggs. I do like chocolate. So this is staying in the box, otherwise it won't last long. So there's Easter eggs, and the other treat we have is one of these. I don't know if you can see that. It's a hot cross bun with the cross on it. But why do we only eat these things at Easter? You don't see them the rest of the year. And if we're going to understand that, we have to understand the first story of the very first Easter. And it's not just one day, it was spread out over a whole week. And there's a number of things that happened in that week. But the main thing to remember is that first Easter had a horrible, horrible shock, followed by a wonderful surprise. So, the shock. Now, the hot cross buns remind us of the horrible shock of Easter because this cross on the top, it reminds us that Jesus died on a cross. Now, Jesus, you might remember, the baby that we celebrate at Christmas, obviously he grew up, he became big and strong, he became a man, and he used to go around helping people, he used to go around healing people and being kind to the people that everyone else just used to ignore. But unfortunately, the Romans, who had invaded Israel, where Jesus lived, they didn't like him very much because they thought he was going to cause a rebellion. And so they killed him. They put him on a cross and he died. And obviously that was a horrible, horrible shock for Jesus' friends. He was their hero. They thought he was the one that was going to come and save them from these horrible Roman people that kept beating them up and generally being nasty to them. But he was killed on a cross, on a day that Christians call Good Friday. Now that's a bit weird, isn't it? Why would you call a day that someone died good? Doesn't sound very good to me. Well, that's where our other treat comes in. That's where our eggs come in. Because eggs, birds lay eggs, don't they? And chicks hatch from eggs. So eggs remind us of new life. And that happens across a lot of religions and cultures in the world. Eggs are a kind of symbol of new life. And when the chick hatches out from the egg is left all sort of open and broken and empty. So eggs remind us of new life. But hang on a minute, I said that Jesus had died, so where's the new life in there? Well, Jesus did indeed die on the cross. He was buried in a cave. They rolled a stone over the entrance, so that was kind of all sealed up. But a few days later, some of his friends went to his tomb, probably to remember him, and they found the stone rolled away, and the cave was empty. Nothing in there at all. And as you can imagine, that was a bit of a surprise to them. And actually, they were really upset. They wondered, oh, for goodness sake, what's happened now? But then one of Jesus' friends called Mary, not his mum called Mary, a different Mary, one of his friends called Mary saw him. He'd come back to life again. She saw him and he spoke to her. And that was the wonderful, wonderful surprise I mentioned. Because not only was it great that they had their friend back, they realised that Jesus had come back to life, had got new life, so they could have new life too, that we could all have new life. And that changed the way they looked at everything, and it changed their lives. And that is why we eat eggs. That's why we have these at Easter, to remind us that Jesus died to give us new life. But why am I telling you this now? Well, it's the story of Easter. It's why Christians celebrate Easter every year. But also, it's a good thing to remember at the moment, because the last year hasn't been easy, has it? It's been really, really hard time to live through this pandemic. We've all been wondering, when will things get back to normal again? When can we have hope again? When can we hug our friends? When can we hug our family members that we don't live with? When can we go and visit the places that we want to visit? When can we do all the things we want to do again? And some of you, the people at home, may have lost their jobs, or you might have had other really sad things happen in the last year. But the story of Easter, the egg, and the new life, it reminds us that there is always hope. Jesus came to give us new life. He came to give us hope. And that is why we celebrate Easter. So if you're munching on some of these on Easter Sunday, enjoy them. But just remember that we celebrate because Jesus came to give us new life. And there is always hope. Have a wonderful Easter. And we hope we can welcome you back here in church really soon. Bye for now.